I'm wearing my new Lucy and Yak dungarees and I'm very happy about it. Today I'm going to chat a little bit about my work from home essentials. Now, if you didn't know, I've actually worked from home for like 4 years now. So even before our friend Rona came to town, I've been working from home, and over the years I've managed to sort of perfect my way of working, figure it all out, and I've compiled a big list of all my essentials. Either they're things that I have and use, or they're things that I do, as in like habits and things. So without further ado, let's get down to it. First things first, when working from home, you need to make sure you've got a comfy workspace. Now, whether that means you've got a dedicated office or you're using the spare room, or you don't have either of those and you're just working from your sofa or your dining room table, I want you to make sure that it's comfortable, whether that's adding a few cushions, setting the mood, lighting a candle, like find yourself a comfortable spot. For years when I was at university and before I had this room as my office, I worked from my bedroom, and I thought it was really important to have the right vibes, like for example, if it's messy, I can't work in mess. I feel like a cluttered room, cluttered mind, it just stresses me out. So I make sure I've got a tidy and clean space to work from. Nowadays, I'm actually really lucky that I do have my office. So I currently actually have a sit-stand desk, which, let me tell you, is something that's been on my bucket list for so long. This was very kindly gifted to me, but you can just get a basic desk. The desk I had before this was from IKEA, and I could raise the legs to whatever height I wanted to. And you can also get like simpler desks that are sit-stand. And before I had the sit-stand desk, I actually just used to stand in front of my drawers here and do like a makeshift sit-stand situation to make sure that I wasn't just kind of sat on my bum all day, I also raise my laptop when working at my desk. This is all in with like making your workspace comfortable. If you find that you're kind of looking down at your laptop a lot, it can hurt your neck and it makes you sort of like hunch over. So I got this like raised stand thing from Amazon. I'll leave everything that I'm talking about linked in the description, and I could twist it round and I just put my keyboard and my mouse in front of it and worked like that, and it kind of stopped me from like crunching over and creating 7 chins, Whilst we're talking about a mouse and a keyboard, I have like a super ergonomic keyboard and mouse. I love this mouse. It's like shaped to my hand. It is a little bit bougie, a little bit extra, but there are so many affordable options on like Amazon and just online in general, and also a really cheap way to make your mouse keyboard setup a lot more comfortable is to get like a padded mouse mat and armrest thing. I have one on my desk. Mine's just like a florally pattern, but there are loads to choose from, and again it kind of makes your wrists sit in a more comfortable position and it stops you getting like aches and pains that you don't need, especially at my age. So we've kind of set up our space. Whether it is you're working from your laptop on your sofa, maybe you need like a lap tray or like one of those trays with legs on it to make it more comfortable. Like I said, add in a pillow, add in a throw, and then sort of making things work for you. Then I want you to set the tone. So I like to make sure I have my Echo Dot. I'm not going to say her name. We all know her name. She's here and she will listen to me, and I will activate yours if I say her name. Let's call her Alice. We have my robot music player, Alice, and she is like my little saviour because I either listen to podcasts or I listen to the radio or I listen to like lo-fi beats in the background, and it's my way of sort of creating a bit of an atmosphere. A lot of the times I do end up accidentally working in silence and I find it doesn't really motivate me. So what I like to do is put on a nice chill playlist from Spotify. I'll link a few of my favourite ones in the description. I love lo-fi beats. I love like acoustic pop. Depending on what kind of mood I'm in, like before I'm going to film, I'll put something happy. If I need to concentrate and write emails, I'll put like lo-fi beats or instrumentals on. There's a lot to choose from, so I will leave them in the description too. And also, please let me know in the comments your preferred background watching program of choice. Currently mine is Cobra Kai because I can still design and like create things whilst watching it because it doesn't require me to concentrate too much, which I think is great. So if you have any like Netflix or Prime recommendations as to shows you can watch in the background whilst working, let me know, because I feel like now a lot of us are working from home. This is a prime opportunity to like make the most of series and just binging them. What else can we do? Next up, food and water. I always have my water bottle to hand. I've switched water bottles a lot over the years, but in general, I like to have one sort of around this size. This is just from Joseph & Joseph, and it has this little clicker on the top where I can track how many times I've drank it. So once I get to 4, I switch it, and then that's like my daily dose, and that's like my daily dose of water sorted. I also like to make sure I've got healthy snacks at hand, although it is very easy for me to find my chocolate stash that I still have left over from Christmas. I just make sure they're kind of far away, but definitely make sure you set yourself time to eat and drink, whether that means you need an app on your phone to tell you to have a drink of water, or whether that means you literally put an hour aside in the middle of your day to go for a walk, sit on a park bench and eat your lunch, you know? My next work from home essentials are arguably one of the most important ones, but I feel like self-care and setting up your space is more important. This one's equipment, to make sure that you have the right equipment. I think once you've got your work set up, you're fed, you're watered, you're comfy, then you think about what equipment you would like and what you need, depending on the nature of your job. For me, I always need my laptop. I have one of the new MacBook Pros with the M1 chip. I'm not going to pretend I know anything about laptops, but I'll leave that linked in the description. I also have my old MacBook, which I use occasionally, and then actually my mum has a really cheap, like £200 laptop that I got from Amazon, and she helps me out with my like admin side of things. So for emails, printing orders from Shopify, literally anything admin based that doesn't require too much like processing power, my mum's little £200 laptop does the job. So don't think you need like expensive fancy equipment to do the job. I just have issues and I like to spend my money on expensive things, you know. I also have my iPad Pro and my Apple Pencil. Again, this was a little bit of a splurge purchase with my student loan a couple of years ago. I actually bought mine refurbished from Amazon, so it was a lot cheaper than it would have been if I bought it new. So highly recommend that. And I do a lot of sketching on my iPad. However, I don't actually use it as much as I used to. So this is definitely not a must. If you're into kind of the illustration side of design, maybe look into getting an iPad, because it is literally just like drawing on a piece of paper and it's great. And I actually also have a paper-like screen protector on my iPad too. So it literally feels like I'm drawing on paper now. Again, linked in the description. So alongside those things, something that I don't use quite as much as I used to, but I loved and used every single day whilst I was at university and whilst I was getting to grips with like design and working from, at that time, my bed, I used my Wacom drawing tablet. This was like maybe like £70, which in relation to a lot of drawing tablets is super affordable. I don't think they have the specific model I have now, but I will leave a link to like the equivalent in the description. I love the Wacom tablets. A lot of people rave about them, and that's how I sort of started kind of the more illustrative side of design. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. And then of course, if you are wanting to get into the content creation side of things, whether that be you're a small business and you want to start filming packing videos for like TikTok or Reels, or you want to create a YouTube channel, I have obviously my tripod. So I have a little mini tripod for my desk. I have a standing tripod, which I bought at least 7 years ago, and it was about 50 quid, and it's doing just fine. Honestly, I don't think tripods are things you need to spend a lot of money on. Then of course I've got my camera, which is just a Canon G7X Mark II, and various other things. Like I have this thing here, it like is clipped onto my shelf, and I can clip my camera onto here and then film straight down on my desk. This is really handy, especially if you want to do like packing videos, anything like that. That is perfect for things like this, especially now as like Reels and TikToks are becoming more popular. I'm trying to get into it, so if you don't already follow me on Instagram, make sure you do. So far we have 4 things. We have make your space comfortable, set the mood, make some ambience, get in the zone, you know, put some music on basically. And then we have food and water, make sure you're fed and watered. We also have equipment, make sure you've got the equipment that you need to do the job. You don't need to go over the top, it doesn't need to be fussy. As long as you've got the basic things, you're good to go. To be honest, nowadays all you need to create content is an iPhone or just a similar smartphone, and it's got everything you need on it. So And before I go and I stop completely rambling and talking nonsense, the fifth and final essential for me to be able to work from home effectively is to take some time off. Now, if you're a fellow workaholic, you probably are sick of being told this and find it really difficult. I too find it super difficult to try and actually like switch off. But what I've learned to do is sort of mute my work related apps overnight. So it gets to about 9 p.m. and my phone won't show any notifications. Basically, I have to physically pick my phone up and look at it to see if anything's changed. And in reality, if anyone's emailing me at 9 p.m. at night, they can wait until the morning, you know? Everyone needs some time off, and people, even more so now, are beginning to understand that that's okay. I also make sure that I sort of close the door of my office and leave and don't come back until 9 o'clock the next morning. Or if you don't have a dedicated office space, make sure you've moved your textbooks, your laptop, everything away and put it in its own pile to sort of try and differentiate between sleep and work. So yeah, make sure you give yourself some time off. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get everything done that you set to do on your to-do list. As long as you're making 1 or 2 small steps a day, that's good. You're making progress. And if in doubt, just have a Netflix day and don't beat yourself up about it. Alright, that's me. That's my rambles for today. I hope you've found this video helpful. Let me know your tips for working from home. If there's something I've missed, if there's something you think I would benefit from, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I still love this very well placed subscribe plaque. And yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye.